All right, so now we're given a two-way frequency table. That's what this is, and they've already totaled it up. Remember, to get your totals, you just add across. That gives me 48, or add down. That gives me 13. To get this total number, we either add this row or this column, not both. So we add 48 and 48, get 96, or add 13, 30, 20, and 33 to get 96. Either way. So we're going to use this to answer these questions. So how many students total were interviewed? 96. This is our total amount. What is the probability that a student likes horror? So what are the total amount of horror students? There are a total of 20 students who like horror films. So it's 20 out of 96, which is 20.8%. What is the probability that a student is a girl and likes romance, or both? Probability that they're a girl or they like romance. There is overlapping here, so we're going to have to subtract the overlapping. Probability that they are a girl is 48 out of 96. Probability that they like romance, there's a total of 33 people who like romance out of 96. But then we have to subtract the overlapping because 30 was included in this 48 and this 33, so we subtract the overlapping. And when we do that, we get 51 out of 96, which is 56.3. Sorry, it's 51 out of 96, which is 53.1. All right, probability that the student is a boy or likes action. Same thing, I'm going to let you do that one on your own. Next one, I'm going to zoom out so we can see all of this. What is the probability that a student is a girl and likes action? So here, I need the overlapping. So and has an in it for intersection. Intersection. So just like roads that intersect one another, the intersection is the overlapping. So I need girls and like action. Girls in action, there are 6 girls who like action. Probability that a student is a boy and likes romance. So boys and romance is 3. And when we reduce these, you get 6.3% and 3.1%. All right, and then here are just some things to go on. Remember, in for intersection. So you're going to find the intersection of D and G. D and G intersect at 10. Same thing here. The next one is U for union. So it's easy to remember that way. This is girls and girls or horror. So how many total girls are there? 48. How many horror? 20. Minus girls and horror, which is 2. Out of 96, and that gives us 68.8%. And you'll do the same thing for boys and drama. Last thing we're going to talk about is conditional probability. All of this is review from what you guys did at the end of the semester in geometry. Conditional probability. This is the probability an event will occur given, it's a big word for this, given that an event has already occurred. And independent and dependent we've already talked about. So here's your formula. We're going to talk about that a little bit when we get in here. So what is the probability of a red cube and a white cube both landing on 3 if you know that the white cube landed on 3? I'm a visually person, so I'm going to show how I would kind of do this one. So I like to think of, I have my red cube, which this will be pink. And I have my white cube, which will be blue. So if I get a 1 on the red cube, I could have any of these for my white. 2, I could have any of these. Any way you think about that. This says, if I land on the white cube landing on a 3. So the white one lands on a 3. How many possible outcomes could I have here? 6. So that's my denominator. And then what is the probability of landing on a 3? Well, how many 3s would be here? Just 1. So it's 1 out of 6, or 16.7%. So I know that if I land on a 3, my probability is 6, and then getting a 3 on the other die is 1 out of that 6. What is the probability of both cubes landing on odd numbers if you know that the white cube landed on 3? So if I know that the white one landed on a 3, I know that my denominator is still going to be 6. But how many of those 6 are odd? 1, 2, 3. So 3 out of 6, which is 1/2, or 50%. So that's what it means by conditional. Your denominator is going to be different. Because if I were to do it out of any of these, the probability of landing on any of these numbers, whatever, my denominator would have been 36. Because 6 times 6 gives me 36. That would have been my total possible outcomes. But with conditional, my denominator changes based on if I know something were to be true. So that's probability. It should be most of what you guys need to know in terms of the ACT. Any questions, let me know. You guys have some questions to do on Go Formative. Thanks, guys.